power like the light source. Like speeds of light that just stay on course. My soul's bright enough just to burn a nigga. It's either enough just to burn you niggas. I'm fucking our institutions of rhyme schemes. Fuck you and your skyscrapers, tall beams. Give me the mic, I'll show it how it's done. Let me speak this logic and still have fun. I'm just like quick when I settle beat. When you listen to this sound, it sounds complete. These are the attributes of real niggas. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, nigga. Except for my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, I'm bringing heaters. I am my brother's keeper. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, I'm bringing heaters. I am my brother's keeper.
Sample my soul like you got a taste. Can't sample the blow, just cop the 8. Can't handle my flow, guess I'm dropping waste. Can't cancel me, bro, I'm non-stopping great. These deuces out sock puffin' and niggas out cock suckling. Filth cat, not that I'm not buckling. People hoping to be a mean quote or two. Tweet of the week or just post quotable. Silence and talking like I'm choking you with a rope or two. Y'all liars, we see it in your face like Pinocchio. All you rappers, I'm provoking you. Filth cat the best, there's no hope for you. NPC me, Fruity Loop or repeat me. I'm a god you can't touch. You wonder like Stevie cause you can't see me. You hate what I am because you can't be me. Don't believe that I'm real, you need to see me bleeding. Don't want me to win, so you need me retreating. You reaching for reason like palm reading. I'm reaching for seasons cause a nigga eating. I'm a big shopper horse, eat more, feed me. We will forget you like Reeby. You know that one Jackson that you never see on TV.
Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, I'm bringing heaters. I am my brother's keeper. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, I'm bringing heaters. I am my brother's keeper.
What's up, everyone? This is Martu from Bite the Nickel Radio, the frequency. I'm your moderator, host, and DJ Martu, otherwise known as Uncle Deuce. Right now, I'm in the process of just pushing, because right now America is really in a state of an emergency. From the election to COVID-19 to healthcare, to everyday living. And it seems like people just are not having the hope or the drive or the understanding of everything going on around them. And I've said some things on social media that a lot of people have gotten to the point where I can see and hear that people are getting tired of hearing what they may think is rhetoric without them really looking at the underlying issue and doing their full-scale research. And not only that, really looking at not just doing research, but learning how to read between the lines. And I think that is a big thing right now, is that you listen to the mainstream media, right? And you can, a a lot of people listen at people's words only at face value. They don't listen to understand. They listen so they can give an answer. And I think that's kind of backwards. You know what I mean? And the more and more you get to that place of listening to answer, it's like letting your ego and your pride get the best of you because you always feel that you are right. And for me, I've gotten to a place that, I can be wrong. I'm not always right. I'm not. I'm not always right. But when I'm right, people, they'll be like, oh, I guess he was right. But I'll never let him know that he was right. And that plays right along with the pride and the ego. And it could be a female talking to you about whatever the issues are, and they having their own. People are so big on saying, well, that's your opinion. Have you ever gotten to a point in your life that maybe they did their own research, they did their own listening, they pulled up the facts for themselves to see for themselves what's true and what's not true? And have you come to the conclusion for yourself that it's more than what you think is an opinion? It's either a perspective or a perception. Now, 9 times out of 10, mainstream media and the government and Hollywood will put out a perception or a perspective that is mixed with truth and is mixed with lies. And what you kind of feel that is more truthful because you're only looking at things at face value. You're only listening to things at ear value. Have you ever come to the conclusion that you might need to do your own research for your own self? That's interesting for me and interesting for me to say, because a lot of people fear being wrong. Like right now, a lot of people feel that President Trump has a fear of just being wrong, only because it looks like, from what we've been hearing all 4 years, is nothing but rhetoric of what you as Americans would say is bullshit. Now, let me make this clear before I really get deep off into this, is that I didn't vote for any candidate, okay? Matter of fact, I haven't voted since the first term of President Obama. Before him, I didn't vote at all. My first time ever voting was for President Clinton, okay? And after that, I didn't even vote again. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess in my life, I've always came to the conclusion that I don't like someone else making choices for me that I can make for myself. And, these issues that are popping up, and a big, heavy issue that I really have a hard time dealing with because I did not grow up prejudiced is this, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, gay people matter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up being prejudiced of people. I didn't grow up being prejudiced of color. I didn't grow up being this person that was, a black, what I would call certain people black racist, okay? That have so much hate in their heart for white folks to the point that they can't see the underlying issue of we need to move forward. We need to move past this issue of, it's about blacks only. It's about whites only. It's about gays only. It's about getting the right president in the presidency only. You know what I'm saying? It's getting kind of redundant now. Take a sip of this Sprite. Let me obey my thirst for a minute. And what scares me is that, well, no, not scares me, because I really don't have a fear. I really don't. I don't even really fear dying. There's no sense to fear dying when you're not going to really be dead. The only thing that is going to be dead is your body, not your soul, not your energy. Your energy doesn't die. So, you know what I'm saying? Your soul doesn't die. Your spirit doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't have a fear of death for real. I mean, when it's my time to go, it's my time to go, right? Right. But people are looking at the issues. Family members are really getting to the point where they don't like their brothers, their sisters, their cousins because of underlying politics, underlying race issues, underlying did I say politics? Yeah, I did say politics. Just issues in general. I mean, just arguing just to be arguing, or arguing to the point that you're trying to make someone not think something that you think is some bullshit. Forcing, it's one thing forcing an opinion on somebody, but it's different when you are objectively trying to show someone your perspective and your perception. Because let's put it this way, not everybody thinks the same way. I've ran into a lot of people that have different views, different perspectives, different perceptions, can see the bigger picture past the issues and what could possibly happen within the bigger picture, beyond what the main problems are right now. And, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've been going through it where I've had to separate from family, from friends, from co-workers because of how they are so opinionated about who and what I am and what I stand for and what I speak about. And it's chilling to see how angry you see people get trying to force what they feel you're wrong at without really totally going to the point of, okay, maybe this person's right. Maybe my sister or brother or cousin or mother or father is actually right. Maybe I need to do a little bit more research and a little bit more study on this particular subject to be able to truly articulate not just an opinion, but a perception of what you have seen and researched for yourself. And a lot of times people do not want to go beyond the rabbit hole. So that is defeat number one. You're not willing to go further down the rabbit hole than you already have because you think because mainstream media, social media, the presidency, you already got this sense of inadequacy or sense of insecurity that things are just not right. Oh, well, let it go. Bam. It is what it is. People say that all the time. A lot of people will say, well, the only thing I'm trying to do is just live. But how can you just live when you're giving your power away? What do I mean by that? Let me tell you something. People truly believe that just because you have the ability to vote, right? You have that right to put someone in power over you to help you make decisions in your life that really you as an individual, as a human being, not a person of color, not a person of stature or money, a person that knows how to think for themselves, you rather put somebody in charge of you. That don't make any sense. Do it. Like, all your life, you was growing up in your mom and dad's house, you always like, I can't wait to get grown. I'm free. I will be free. I'll be let loose. I'll be set loose. I could do whatever I want, and I can make the choices all I want for my life. But when you get to that point, when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, your early stages of adulthood, you come to find out and you start learning that, dang, I was so ready to leave a house that I felt like I wasn't free and I did not have the power to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, which further lets you know, even as a child, you're learning, but you realize too that you're not free. You also realize that you are not free. I mean, you learned that as a child. Quick, fast, and hurry. You're not free to do whatever you want to do and how you want to do it. But when you learn the day that you have your 18th birthday, you realize something. I have the power to do what I want, when I want, whenever I want. And no one can actually tell me what to do, when to do it, why to do it, and what for to do it, unless I end up going to jail, right? Excuse me. Why is it, as Americans, we can't think that way now? And why is it that we're so hung up on this voting thing. And I'm not talking about the voter count. I'm not talking about what's going on right now. Why are we so big on voting? Let me say this. You got the right to vote. You got the right to not vote. Now, you have the right to vote for whoever candidate that you want to vote for. Democrat, Republican, Independent, right? You have the right to vote for your candidate, your city's candidate, your state candidate, this, that, and the other, who you think is the best choice. You know, and you look over the plans, you know, the projections of what they're saying that they are going to instate or reinstate certain implications and certain policies to be able to make sure the people of the city, the state, or the country is implemented. And that way it can show a sense of security. Because basically what politicians do is they trying to sell you on a certain mind state of security. Because 9 times out of 10, American people feel what? Insecure. Nine times out of 10, they are insecure. They are looking for security. Okay? If you don't believe me, look at the day-to-day life. Women, 9 times out of 10, are looking for what? Financial security. Right? That's a good example. I'm not picking on you ladies. I love you very much. You know what I'm saying? But still, that is a truth. And not only is it a truth, it is a perception and a perspective. Because it's also, as you view it that way, you are coming up with solutions to help with your insecurity because you're not secure. Okay? And so the example of women always looking for financial security when it comes to a boyfriend, girlfriend, getting married, yeah. You know, and the first thing that a lot of people, especially when it comes to relationships, they looking at, does he have a 401? First of all, does he have a good job? Is he making past? Now, you know, you ladies, sometimes you got high ass expectations. So I'm going to go at it at my level here. Let's say anywhere from $10 and up. Okay. Does he have a good job? Okay. Yeah. He got a good job. Okay. Does he have a 401k plan? Okay. He got a 401k plan. All right. Will he or she be able to provide for me the security of being able to depend on them in this relationship? Now, what is the relationship based on? So you got to look at the policy. Everybody got a policy. Okay? Everybody got a policy in their life. It is something that they go by. It is called morals and standards. Okay? And how they live. Okay? Because this is how I really want to tackle this thing about voting. Okay? And you're really looking, what you're doing is you're looking for stability and security. You looking for a firm foundation of whatever man, woman that you decide to choose. Okay. And so what happens is a lot of people start looking at the policy. They start asking questions about the policy, right? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to change? Either within yourself or, what can you make happen within the relationship for us to be able to have a happy future? Okay. Now, in order for your mate to be able to come to you with policies and promises, your mate got to be able to articulate, okay? Articulate the facts of, number one, who they are, their morals, their standards, how much they make, what they got saved up, what they willing to change, what they're not willing to change. And this is basically their policies and their promises to a relationship to build security. Okay? And it's almost to the point of them relinquishing their power over to you. Why? Because you get to choose. Okay? You get to accept. If you don't choose, if you don't accept, then they get to moving on about their business. Okay, 1212. Good number. You know what I'm saying? And if you do not like their policy or their promises that they say that they can't put together, you're not going to choose them. Am I right or wrong? Okay. Hold on. What grinds my gears in this is that we don't dig enough for the facts of the policy and the promises given to us as American people. The reason for that is because we don't really want to deal with the red flags and the issues of a relationship that 9 times out of 10, it's an internal problem that we have, and we want somebody else to take care of it. Okay? It is an underlying issue within ourselves that we do not want to take care of ourselves, and we want to relinquish power, our power, to another individual to fix the problem. 9 times out of 10, that's how women react. And 9 times out of 10, when I say relinquish power, I'm also talking about submitting power to someone that can give you the answer and a solution to your problem. Does that make sense? Okay? Now look at the presidency. Look at the election. The same way as a relationship. My biggest thing that I heard Cat Williams ever said is, can America be single for once? And I thought that was a very clever question, even though it was meant to be funny. And it's like, if a president couldn't line up to our belief system, the way we want, how for us to submit, and I'm going to say it again, to submit a vote And you see that, okay, one candidate sound good, the other one sound good, but they all got fucked up values. Okay? My biggest thing is, if you did your research on the individual before submitting and relinquishing power by giving a vote to them so they can be elected. Look at the presidency as a relationship with the American people. You're being married to what we call Uncle Sam. You have this place in your heart that tells you you do not want to be governed by no one. It's an innate feeling. No one controls you. No one tells you what to do, how to do it, why to do it, what for to do it, and how come you have to do it. Okay? And when you learn that you say that you are grown and you make your own decisions, ain't it kind of hypocritical when you relinquish or submit your power to an individual or an entity that doesn't mean you any good? Like I said, think back on on a man and woman relationship. Because basically, before you get married, you have to get to know an individual, do your background check on the individual. You have to get to know their traits, what they like and what they don't like to do, what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, what their favorite color is, and so on and so forth. If you haven't did your research over a certain span of time, let's give it from 6 months to about 5 years, because 9 times out of 10 people date for a very long time before they go down the aisle. And that's only because they're going through the stage of self-reflection, self-love, and really finding out what they truly want and what they truly deserve. Okay? Now look at the presidency. As American people, giving someone a vote to become president, aren't you supposed to do the same thing? When it comes to finding a candidate that is just right, okay? The political views, political rhetoric, whether they're orthodox in politics or not, are you really doing your research on the individual? Are you really doing, research on the facts? Now, just recently, within, a month or two ago, Vice President Joe Biden, which is president-elect at this moment, made a comment during a speech, okay, that he said these words: America should want truth over facts. Don't believe me? Look it up. And my biggest thing is that don't even sound right. A lot of people will say, well, I ain't never heard him say that. Well, look it up. Some of y'all did and don't even want to admit that he did. Let's say that. Okay? And my biggest thing is facts are truth. Only thing you got to do is look the words fact up and also look up truth. Two separate words. They pretty much mean the same thing, except there's a little bit more wording to each definition. It kills me that just because you are able to relinquish or submit or be submissive to give a vote, just because you have the right or, a certain set of people fought for you to have the right to vote. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to give that vote away. Unless you did all the fact checking. All the getting to know what this candidate is about. Understanding you're picking a candidate that is going to fulfill your insecurities, because right now you're trading a vote for your security. That's interesting. That's really interesting. And so it's almost like people don't get the underlying issue of you're really relinquishing your power to a government that really is showing you and telling you, okay, we'll do this, but we really don't give a fuck about you. And the underlying issue is the rich is getting rich and the poor is getting poor. Now, we all know that. But at this particular stage in our life right now, it is the most critical because we have underlying issues that are not resolved for what? Our security. They're not resolved. They're not even being taken care of. Neither are they being acknowledged to the full extent. You got blacks that got white issues. You got blacks that have black issues. You have whites that have black issues. And then you have whites that have white issues. And it's a shame. It's a shame because no one really is speaking the issues. And if we are speaking the issues, we're not doing nothing about it, but having nothing but ounces upon ounces upon ounces of hate harboring in our hearts over an issue that will not bring us security to us, ourselves, and the ones that we love. America is insecure. America is insecure about its future as a people versus being separate little spots on the map. If I remember correctly, it says one nation under who? God. Not only that, we are a free country. We are a free country. We are a free country. How can you be a free country being governed by government? How can you be a free country being governed by a government? Now, you can give me an argument of, well, we need police, we need soldiers. Okay, we understand that. But can't you create your own protection? At this very moment in life, America is so vulnerable that we could be attacked at any moment, domestic and foreign. We're vulnerable. We're vulnerable, we're weak, and we're acting like children. And it really sucks. My biggest thing in life is never having to have to give my power away to anyone that doesn't deserve it. Okay, that's just like relationships. That's just like friendships. That's just like family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be respected, but never want to give respect. That sucks too, you know. I know that it's not always going to be peaches and cream, but at the same time, can we at least talk about the issues by at least listening to understand versus listening to give an answer? And can we stop being so opinionated and being able to see someone's bigger perception and bigger perspective, looking at a bigger picture? Other than just the insecurities that we see right in front of us, and the only thing it's doing is harboring hate in almost every American person. Many people are mad right now because President Donald Trump won't concede the election. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, even though I didn't vote for the motherfucker, I believe he has his American right to not relinquish power just yet, because something does feel faulty as fuck. And let me say this, how can the mainstream media just automatically declare a presidency without everything being voted? And how is it that when someone really is not understanding, and I'm not talking about Donald Trump, I'm talking about Joe Biden now. How is it that you have the right to say that, oh, the president is just being ignorant? And then how can you say out of your own mouth that the election is over? And how is it, hear me on this, how is it that the foreign nations want Joe Biden more than the American people? Yep, they've been calling Joe Biden ever since this so-called win has been announced. How? You know, even as a husband and wife, you have a right to challenge certain things in your relationship, right? You do. What's being said, how it's being said. What's being done and how it's going to get done. You have a right to challenge whatever it is going on in your relationship. You have a right to challenge it. And people don't see the actual analogy of relationship between a husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, to even the presidency. You as an American people have the right to date this president or not date this president. You're only dating them for 8 years. That's if they get a second term. Right? Exactly. Now, with that being said, we're done with that part. We're going to take a break. And we're going to come back with another issue, okay? All right.
Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper. I'm bringing niggas together like the League of Nations. Walking across the world and I'm steady pacing. Bring it in the light and I'm steady racing. No longer incubating these corporate cases. Playing possum, still walking off. Walking the water saying fuck y'all. No longer finite but an absolute. No longer diminished when I speak the truth. I have more strength than the average bear. Putting fire in the booth when it's not fair. I have the power like the light source. Like speeds of light that just stay on course. My soul's bright enough just to burn a nigga. It's either enough just to burn you niggas. I'm fucking our institutions of rhyme schemes. Fuck you and your skyscrapers, tall beams. Give me the mic, I'll show it how it's done. Let me speak this logic and still have fun. I'm just like quick when I settle beef. When you listen to this sound, it sounds complete. These are the attributes of real niggas. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, nigga. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper.
Sample my soul like you got a taste. Can't sample the blow, just cop the 8. Can't handle my flow, guess I'm dropping waste. Can't cancel me, bro, I'm non-stop and great. These deuces out sock puffin' and niggas out cock suckling. Filth cat, not that I'm not buckling. People hoping to be a meme, quote or two, tweet of the week or just post quotable. Silence you talking like I'm choking you with a rope or two. Y'all liars, we see it in your face like Pinocchio. All you rappers, I'm provoking you. Filth cat the best, there's no hope for you. NPC me, Fruity Loop or repeat me. I'm a god you can't touch. You wonder like Stevie cause you can't see me. You hate what I am because you can't be me. Don't believe that I'm real, you need to see me bleeding. Don't want me to win, so you need me retreating. You reaching for reason like palm reading. I'm reaching for seasons cause a nigga eating. I'm a big shopper horse, he more feed me. We will forget you like Reeby. You know that one Jackson that you never see on TV.
Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper. Sample my soul, just bring the ether. I'm deep in the church like Apostle Peter. Bring one gun, don't bring a heaters. I am my brother's keeper.
I'm back. One of the biggest issues right now that I really don't think American people truly understand is the healthcare situation. The healthcare situation when it comes to Obamacare. Obama. The one that decided that everyone deserves to have health care, which is true. And if I'm correct, it has either non or pre-existing conditions. Okay. Is it affordable is the biggest question. It has been said that Obamacare is not as effective as it should be. Okay. But what people don't know is that under President Obama, and you got to look this up for your own self, okay? President Obama called in all the health care agencies in the nation, had them invited to the White House, okay? And he drew up this plan to the healthcare agencies that you have been hooked up to already. And really told these healthcare people, look, we can get you to make millions of dollars over the people. Let me institute a funnel for you. Have you ever heard of ClickFunnels? Okay. If you haven't heard about ClickFunnels when it comes to marketing and branding, you should look that up. Okay. And he said, look, I'm going to make this ClickFunnel for y'all. And I'm going to title it Obamacare. Sorry, I was smoking. We're going to entitle it Obamacare. And what this is going to do is we're going to implement some of your policies and then some of our government policies together. And what we're going to do is we're going to advertise Obamacare to the American people to have health care for all at a cheap rate. Okay, you got to realize you got to think in a way of a con man. Okay, because you got to come up with a plan. Okay, and when you come up with this plan, you got to be able to execute it to the point where people can say yes. Okay. And he told these insurance companies, we're going to implement part of your policies, and then we're going to implement some of our policies into this package and sell it at a cheap rate, or at least tell the people it is a cheap rate so that everyone can buy into Obamacare and all of y'all can be rich. Now, if you don't want to believe that, you don't have to. The only thing you have to do is do your research. Okay? But check this out. The insurance companies said, why not? Let's do it. So when they finally implemented Obamacare, Yeah, they had problems. Yeah, they had issues. Yeah. They fixed them. Yo. But is it the best thing for America and the American people? People say there's problems with Obamacare. You know what I'm saying? Because of pre-existing conditions. And in some parts of Obamacare are said that they do not accept pre-existing conditions. And there's people that argue that says, no, that's not true. Because in the campaign, he said, okay, well, anybody can give you a promise and still break it. Okay? And so now the American people are seeing that Obamacare is being talked about in the Supreme Court right now. And even the Supreme Court is thinking about demolishing it. Think about it. If the Supreme Court, the 9 judges, is saying that, hey, there might be a problem with Obamacare, and we might just go ahead and dismiss it, but do you have a plan to replace it? And I think people in the Supreme Court that are, bringing this allegation or bringing the facts to the table are telling the Supreme Court we're worried for the American people and maybe we might want to come up with a different solution. The American people are really concerned about their health care. And I don't blame them. Now, do I have health care per se? No. Even though I am an asthmatic, I should, but I don't, because I have more faith in God than I do anything else. I'm learning how to eat healthy. I'm learning how to not to smoke as much. I'm learning how to eat the right proper foods that I need for my body to continue to keep a good and clean immune system. Okay? So it's like, and then at the same time, those of you that do have health care, you know what? You will say it's worth it, but a big part of your check when it comes to health care is taken out. And it's making y'all suffer in a sense. And that sucks. Because when my job came to me about health care benefits, this, that, and the other, that was going to take a third of my check. It was like, for me, like, no. Especially after I calculated how much I was going to make before taxes and learned how to subtract a certain percentage back for whatever taxes that was going to be taken out of my check. And came up with the ballpark figure number of what I was going to get in my check. No. Because Uncle Sam takes off what they need right off top. What about healthcare? So does healthcare, and that's another big chunk. So that's almost, let me say this. This is almost close to 58% of your check is already gone. Or a quarter of your check or 1/4 of your check is gone because of taxes and health care. Can you really afford it? The only way you probably going to be able to afford health care is if you're making anywhere from $15 an hour on up. And many people don't have health care for that reason. That is a choice. Let me make that clear. That is a choice. But for the ones that truly, believe it's worth it because they have kids, they have grandparents, they deal with elderly family members and friends, it's like, well, healthcare is needed. But can healthcare be needed at a cheaper price? Like, let me give you an example. There's certain insulin that you can get in India for about $20. That same insulin, okay, over here in America is almost $600 a pop. Is that fair? No, I don't think so. Why does a third world country like India get insulin for $20 and over here it's more than $600? Does that make any sense? All of your medical supplies and medicine here in America is 10 times larger in rate than it is in a different country. Okay? Like Sweden, they got free health care. I don't think you heard me. Sweden has free health care. Over here, we got to pay. That doesn't make any sense. How did another country find out how to do it for free? And over here, we supposed to be free, but we paying an arm, a leg, a toe, a foot. Which, you know, doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying, you know, it's like, it doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You know, if it don't make, but people will say, well, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But then again, you want a cheaper cost in what? Healthcare. And with the fact of that, it goes into my next part of this talk. Okay? But we'll be back after the break.
Dealing with the irregular bullshit. Still hearing this motherfucker speak nonsense. What are we to do? Just sit and lose? Just go to the polls and still lose? Who's winning here? The billionaires. I'm just a nobody from nowhere. Tax after tax, people still scared. Can you think for yourself with no fear? False evidence appearing real. Got niggas out here still carrying the steel. Possibilities are so endless from my scope. Keep your head up and some high hope. Is it Bush fault or Obama's nigga? Did Bin Laden die for real, nigga? Is it Republican or Democrat? Just like that fucked up show called Cats. I'm angry, you angry. The hate you gave fucks everybody. Lobbying in the lobby, make it sloppy. Fucking yo bitch, and she call me Poppy. What is the lessons for real, nigga? No representation without tax, nigga. Fuck you, pay me, give it for free. Money is the game of monopoly. Building up the wealth for the family tree. But you Democrat and you want it for free. Listen to the leaders of the new school. Familiar filth cat and Mark II. Politicking of issues like cashews. We're the real news on the avenues. Listen to the leaders of the new school. Familiar filth cat and Mark II. Politicking of issues like cashews. We're the real news on the avenues.
Now they socialists, so they want it from me. Fucking hopeless, like a fucking degree from an HBCU in Negro Studies. Now you unemployed because of stupidity. What can you do? Cry and boo-hoo, feeling Trump intelligence over compensation for irrelevance. Wanna live rich, but your mind is derelict. Your conceptualized concepts of constant nonsense sound stupid and useless and show incompetence. Foolish fuck show pure incontinence. Shitting yourself whenever Trump is popping in. That's money talking to dummies walking. So it don't make sense, cause you coons is fucking dense. White ones too. You fools and you don't deserve to win, so you pussies lose. Listening to dissonance and rap tunes. Strong voices for bad choices you choose. White privilege ain't real, I can't see it. Trans people are ill, cause I'm proud of my penis. Lesbians claim feminism, cause they was never gonna be wise. So they advocate fucking little girls and wanna watch boys' demise. You should be happy that I'm telling you what's on my mind. Now go to SoundCloud, type in Filth Cat, get the fuck about my face and go show some motherfucking pride.
Listen to the leaders of the new school. Familiar Filth Cat and Mark II. Politicking them issues like cashews. With the real news on the avenue. Listen to the leaders of the new school. Familiar Filth Cat and Mark II. Politicking them issues like cashews. With the real news on the avenues.
What's up, y'all? It's me. I'm back. You know, this last part I'm going to talk about is about COVID-19. The whole nation has went into a spiral since February 10th. 2020. That's a significant date for me, but I can't talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. That is a very significant date for me, but hey, it is what it is. But it's COVID-19 is a virus that has plagued this nation. It's much worse than N1H1. It's much worse than the Spanish flu. It's very, very different from the influenza itself. And I've noticed that almost in every presidency, there has been a virus of some sort. Never changes. And it's a repeated pattern that a lot of people have not really paid attention to because of, it is really depending on what president. I will say this. I am very thankful for social media. Very thankful for Google. Very thankful of even the mainstream outlets to be able to share their insights to the world. I'm very thankful of that. And I'm also very thankful of how technology has now gotten us to a place of reflecting back what we didn't have. And now that we're rejoicing in this technology age, we're having new discoveries of technology almost daily now. And it makes us wonder if it was only wise for us to have a radio. Only. The reason for why I say that, is because social media has played into the hands of mainstream media projecting fears unto the people. This COVID-19 has been such a big thing. And don't get me wrong, many people have died because of COVID-19. But there is evidence that a lot of people did not die of COVID-19, but was labeled COVID-19. If you did your research on New York and how the governor said that they were running out of ventilators, there is evidence that they did have more ventilators. There's evidence everywhere else that they said that is in the underground that says that these people have the ventilators, enough ventilators for the people. And not only that, there have been nurses taking the time to be a whistleblower saying that people are being mistreated in the hospitals, knowing they had to do certain procedures. And yes, they are finding cases upon cases that, yes, the black community is being attacked by not being taken care of at certain times of the days and the nights and the afternoons, given the proper treatments, you know what I'm saying, the medicine, this, that, and the other. Doctors are ignoring some heavy facts and just letting people die and tagging your loved ones with they died of COVID. It's documented. When I say it's documented, it's documented. Now, there have been people that have honestly died of COVID-19. I will reiterate that to you. There have been lots of people that have died of COVID-19, but there are facts that have been whistleblown from nurses and CNA staff, RNs, LPNs, doctors. It says the people, a lot of people have not been treated right according to procedure. And you know what? People have refused to do their own research. Now, my thing about this mask, and only God understands how I feel. But I'm going to speak how I feel about this mask, quite frankly. One, I don't give a fuck about the mask. I really don't. But for the sake of my customers where I work at, for the sake of my teammates that I work with, I do put the mask on. But it's like people get really upset and mad that one person just got off work, right? And they stripped that motherfucking mask off their face. And they went to a gas station just to get 3 items or more. And there have been bickering fights over this mask. And I'm like, hey, you could get out the store if you really want to argue about this. I want peace in my store. I don't give a fuck about that mask. I mean, not everybody's going to be conscious to constantly wear a mask each and every day. Now, for the CNAs, RNs, LPNs, did I say CNAs? Yeah, I did say CNAs. And the doctors. I really feel they're already used to it. So, hey, it is what it is. Now, this mask thing has also made people feel like they are slaves. Me personally, I even joked about the fact that we are looking more and more like China. That is a good one to talk about too. China. But I'm not done with COVID. COVID is going to be the controller right now of this nation because of government. I want you to really listen to Joe Biden. President-elect Joe Biden. I really want you to listen to what he says, how he says it, and why he's saying it. Okay? Y'all just tired of President Trump being an unorthodox president. That's all you mad about, technically. And it's good to be able to have an asshole to get the job done instead of, oh, we gotta go by the book. No. There's people in just regular businesses, they like going by the book. And sometimes going by the book don't get shit done. Let me just say that. Okay? Sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. Okay? But if it's broke and it need to be done, hey, it is what it is. Leave it alone. Quit arguing about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just arguing over Donald Trump over some bullshit. And it's not Donald Trump's fault about the hatred in this country. The hatred been in this country. It's just the scab has just been peeled back, but nobody wanted to put no ointment on it so that we can heal. But anyway, right now we have rising cases in all pretty much 49 states, with the exception of Hawaii, because they're not inland. They're at sea. Okay. And the rising cases right now are rising at a alarming rate. Kids from colleges that are in college and they're about to come home are getting corona tested. People at home are getting corona tested. There are some college kids that don't want to go home for fear of getting anyone sick in their family. It was announced that on ABC, when they was doing interviews on the college campus, that one young man said that he didn't want to go back home to make anybody else sick, you know what I'm saying, if he was to ever have it, and he just wants to be safe. So there's a fear around America about COVID anyway. Not enough beds, not enough ventilators, not enough medical staff. Basically, not enough CNNs, not enough RNs, not enough LPNs, not enough doctors, not enough helpers, not enough people to help constantly facilitate the help and the need to help someone heal from COVID. And that is a real big underlying factor right now. And now they're releasing the National Guard, the Reserve, that are, they're helping set up little camps to where people can be, treated for COVID, right? And so my biggest thing is that I want people to be very in tune with their family, their friends, because once you see that something is not right, you need to speak up. You know what I'm saying? Certain people can't even come home. They can't come into their families. They can't go over to their family's house without wearing a mask anyway. And that's bothering some. Now, it's one thing if you're protecting a newborn. It's one thing if you're protecting the elderly. But if you're not elderly and you ain't not a young infant, why are you inside of a house with a mask on? That's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't. And so it's kind of like now, with the cases growing back up, it looks like we're getting ready to go into a shutdown and a loss of jobs for a lot of people. People are really wondering what is the underlying factors here in America. We're so insecure. We're worried about a presidency. We're worried about healthcare. We're worried about COVID-19. We're worried about the stupid race war of prejudice over black folks, prejudice over white folks, prejudice over Mexicans, prejudice about anyone that is a different nationality than you. It is sickening. It is so sickening that it hurts. And people don't even understand that there's racist black folks and there's racist white folks that have a prejudice over color when really you're nothing but a pigmentation. You just mad because my pigmentation is darker than yours. That doesn't make any sense. Aren't you human, motherfucker? You know what I mean? You are a human being, not a color. Okay? You got a head with 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 1 neck, 1 torso, 2 arms, and 2 legs with 2 feet. With the same amount of organs, unless you had some of those organs taken out. An insecure country that is insecure about itself and its future. And if we don't stop before we get ahead of ourselves, this nation is going to implode from the inside. Instead of explode from the outside. I hope I was able to, touch on certain points for you to have a better perspective and perception of what's going on right now in the world. It has been bothering me, and I just want to help people. Doesn't mean that I'm just all the way right. Doesn't mean I'm all the way wrong. What I'm trying to get you to understand most of all is your very own meaning and existence of life. And that most of all, you are a beautiful creation from God that wants the best for you. This is Bite the Nickel Radio, The Frequency. I'm your host, moderator, and DJ Martu, otherwise is Uncle Deuce. Until next time, I love you. Love and light. Peace.
Let me tell you who I really am. Look at the process of the reject. Being rejected because he rejected progress. Progressing and elevation made him better. Elevating in light turned him into shredder. illuminating brighter than darkness. He learned how to harness his light like a target. At one time he didn't think he had it, processing the light with logic content, rejecting darkness with words of light. Look at those arrows, can't penetrate light. Just like Goku going through evolution, can't stand sitting in institutions speaking stupid. A son of a bright star burning bright. The more he speaks, the more he breaks flight. Can you feel the vibration of his frequency? He sounds so good, feel his energy. He been around for eons. Can't confuse him with them words called icon. As he's meditating, he's elevating. Watch the darkness get mad and start hating. In the light, make his words more vicious with a bite. Let him live in the eternal flame of his light. He's more than a scripture scripted in the light. A perfect imperfection, more satisfied, solid in his words and more petrified. Living his attributes of his own love, flying high and above just like a dove. Deep secrets of wisdom flowing fluently. You can see the vibration of his frequency. Can you captivate the meaning of his mindset? Offset name brands like Reader's Digest. Processing information like a processor. There is only one he can call a true successor. A true intellectual speaking logic. His third eye open, wanna make a bet? Put him in position like a gatekeeper. When he speaks, he sounds like a street sweeper. A true paradox and even allegory. Picture the light deep in a story.
Shine